Autumn DeForest was only 5 years old when her parents observed her uncanny artistic talent, and she sold her first painting when she was 7 for over $1,000.
Well, now at age 11, Autumn's paintings are collected worldwide, selling for as much as, get this, $25,000 each. But success has not gone to this young lady's head, and she's using her talent to help others. She's in town for a showing at the Sit and Tell Galleries and joins us this morning here live inside Studio 10. Hey, Autumn.
Hello.
So what was the moment when you went from, you know, just kind of scribbling in a coloring book to doing something that people would not only enjoy but people would buy? You were about 5 and you were working with your dad in the basement, I think. What happened there?
Well, in the studio, I picked up a paintbrush and I messed around and I realized how fun it was, and it really became my passion.
Did you recognize your talent, or was it your parents that said, "Whoa, wait a second, Autumn, you're really good at this"?
Well, they looked at it and they were impressed, but I just realized it was my passion, and I realized how fun it was, and I could have all these bold gestures and have all the techniques I need, and it's really been so much fun for me.
But now you paint like someone that's been painting for 30 years. I mean, where do you get these ideas? I mean, what do you see, like when you look at something like I think we're about to see, do you see it differently than, okay, when you're working on this painting, what you're painting there, when you looked at what you were painting, do you see it differently than other people see it? Do you see the painting before you paint it, or does it come to you as you're doing it?
Sometimes when I have almost like an abstract painting, I'll just go for it and I'll see what's in my imagination, and I'll just see what's in the canvas. But sometimes I have a specific thing in my mind that I want to paint and that really inspires me, so I'll experiment with that.
Now, I noticed there you had some tools to kind of help you along, because you are much smaller, Autumn, than most artists, and you paint on a really large scale. So did Dad make some of those tools for you, like your little board that you can scoot your paintings underneath?
Yes, I put them on the ground, and I have this little bridge. I put the bridge over, and then I go onto the bridge and I paint in the middle.
So some of your early works sold for $1,000, which is incredible. And as we mentioned, your works are selling for much more now. But you're donating a lot of the money to charity. Tell us about that.
Yes, I am donating charity to Haiti and Japan, and I'm going to do a painting for the Hurricane Sandy. I mean, people are suffering, and I just really want to help that, and I'm very honored to be in the position I'm in right now. I mean, look, I'm not the money girl here. I don't price the paintings, but all I know is I love to paint.
Well, how often do you paint, Autumn? Do you do it every week, every day?
Yes, I do it every day. I'm homeschooled. I go to a virtual academy, and I do about 3 hours a day on weekdays, and then more on the weekends.
Have you done? I'm guessing you have. Have you done, you know, showings at events and so forth?
Yes, I have done a gallery in Dallas and in Fort Worth and in Stone Harbor, New Jersey, but I have done a couple auctions before this, but this is I believe my 3rd gallery showing, or 4th. But my
follow-up question was, I'm curious if you've ever been out in the audience as people are in the room, as people are looking at your paintings, and have you ever heard anyone say something like, well, this couldn't have been painted by a 10-year-old girl or an 11-year-old girl? Have you ever encountered any disbelievers?
Yes, there have been a couple, but I just say, I tell them how I did the painting, I tell them my technique, and they'll say, oh.
Oh, well, I'll be leaving now.
She can use words I've never even heard before.
Right.
But let's talk about this one right here for a second, Autumn, because clearly you have a really good working knowledge of art history, too, because this is obviously an homage to a very famous Andy Warhol painting, but you've done it with a Barbie doll.
Yes, my grandmother gave me a Barbie Merlin doll from 7-Year Itch, and I love Andy Warhol's ideas about art, like whatever you put a frame around could be art. So, and he took ordinary things to paint, like soap and soup. So I loved the idea of an ordinary thing like a Barbie, and took the idea of his with Marilyn, and I put them together and made this Barbie Marilyn with my own twist on it.
This is really incredible, and I don't think television does justice to what you're looking at here today. And I want to talk about too the butterfly that Autumn has over behind her as well, because this is probably my favorite of all the paintings you brought with you today, Autumn. And you talk about the kind of technique you used on that one, because that looks unusual.
Well, I did use a technique I call wind painting. I take the thin watery acrylic, and in this type I didn't do as much water, I did more thicker acrylic. I put it on the painting, I take this big leaf blower and I blow out, and it makes this very interesting technique. So you can see a little bit in here, these little lines that run around. I call them runners because they run away from the leaf blower. But I really loved that technique, so I put it in a lot of paintings. But
have you ever taken a formal art lesson? Have you?
No.
That's amazing.
But she teaches them.
Oh my
She teaches them for other kids. But we want to tell you how you can see Autumn's work right here in our very own Bay Area in Sarasota tomorrow from 6 to 9 at Sidental Galleries right there on Main Street. And this one's in Safety Harbor actually, and it is free to the public. And then also another one coming up that's free to the public as well, Saturday from 11 to noon and 1 to 3. And this one's just special for children as well. So, and then one more that we want to tell you about. This one is in Sarasota, also at Sidental Galleries, and you can find the addresses for both the Sarasota and the Safety Harbor locations on our website, studio10.tv as well. But again, really good opportunities to go out and see Autumn's work and learn more about her.
Thank you, Autumn.
Thank you.
You ought to consider piano lessons too.